Hi there, this is Journal Exo from Pro Tutorials and welcome to another video. And in this video I'm going to talk about Kindle publishing. I'm going to explain the exact process that you can use so you can start publishing ebooks inside of the Amazon's platform and start doing money. For example, I'm going to explain how you can find profitable keywords that are guaranteed to make money for you. Also, I'm going to explain how you can get the content done for your ebooks, how you can get the covers done, how you can get also reviews for your ebook, which is something that a lot of people out there in other videos really don't talk a lot about. And lastly, I'm going to explain how you can publish your new ebook inside of the Amazon's platform so you can start making money. So let's get started. So why should you try Kindle publishing? What are the advantages when it comes to this? Well, one of the first reasons is Kindle publishing is possibly one of the easiest and quickest ways for you to start doing some money online. And basically what you need to do is follow exactly what I say to you throughout this video. Publish an ebook and you can probably start seeing some sales in the same day that you publish your ebook or in the next day. And you can't really compare that to anything else because let's say that you would want to promote your own product. You probably would need to learn how to build a website, learn how to do search engine optimization, wait several months until the search engines like Google and so on will start sending some traffic to your website. Then even once you have the traffic, it doesn't mean that you will be getting people that are interested in purchasing your product. So Kindle publishing, as you may see, is far simpler than that. And also you can quickly start getting your first dollars online. And once you start seeing your first money online, you will be able to see that you are actually able to make money on the internet. And that's something that will motivate you to want to even make more money on the internet. The other reason is this is quite inexpensive compared to anything else because, for example, if you have writing skills, you can even write your own ebook. You can publish it without any kind of costs added and you can start making money that way. In my case, I no longer do that because writing my own ebooks is very time consuming. Many times I also want ebooks about topics that I have no clue about, so I prefer to hire a writer for that. And of course, if I'm hiring someone, there's always some costs added, but I can actually do a return of investment on my ebooks after less than a month. And as you can see, this is quite an expensive way for you to start earning some money on the internet. The other reason is this is a great source of passive income because once you publish an ebook and you know what you are doing, you can earn royalties for that ebook monthly for years and years to come. So as you can see, this is basically you do the work once where you publish your ebook and then it's your book that will be working for you months and months to come, always earning you money. So this is a great source of passive income. So I hope those three aspects actually entice you to give this a try. Now let's pass to the next section of this video. So how can you actually find a profitable topic to write an ebook about? Well, it all starts by choosing the right keyword. This is the most crucial part if you actually want to do money with Kindle publishing, because if you choose a wrong keyword, by this I mean a keyword where people aren't searching inside of Amazon, and you write an ebook, even if it has good content, nobody cares about your ebook and nobody will buy it because they simply aren't searching it inside of Amazon. So this is the most crucial part and it's the part that you really need to get right. So how can you actually do this? Well, you go to Amazon.com and once you are here, you want to select in this listing Kindle Store. Then you want to insert the keyword that you actually want to analyze and see if it's profitable. If you don't know, a keyword is nothing more than a combination of words. For example, essential oils. This is a keyword. Okay, so this is the keyword. It's just a combination of words. That's what we call a keyword. And one thing I want you to immediately notice is when it comes to Amazon, people search for simple keywords. They search for keywords that contain about 1 to 3 words inside of it. It's not like in Google where people search for keywords with 5 or more words like how to make a free WordPress website step by step. That's not the kind of keywords that people insert inside of Amazon search box. So this is something that is really important for you to notice. So you always want to analyze keywords with 1 to 2 or 3 words inside of it. Anyway, essential oils is a very profitable keyword, as I will show to you soon. Even though I don't recommend for you to actually go after this keyword, because even though it's very profitable, it's also a very competitive keyword. It's extremely hard for you to maintain your ebook ranking in the first page of results for essential oils. And it's by ranking your ebook in the first page of results that people that are searching for this will actually be able to see your ebook and purchase it. Anyway, the way that you actually go with this to see that this keyword is profitable is by opening the first 4 to 5 results in a different tab, as I'm doing now. Actually, this is the 5th result. Then you go to each result. In this case, this is the first result that I'm getting. You scroll down and you go to where you see Amazon bestseller rank. You want to see a paid in Kindle store. You want to see this ranking below 100,000 because this is the rank that this book has for the number of sales that it's getting. So the more sales that this book has, the higher will be the rank that they have. So this is a very, very good ranking. I'm not certain how many books this person is selling each day, but it's certainly a lot. Even though it's summer, this person has an excellent ranking when it comes to paid in Kindle stores. So you want to see a ranking below 100,000 because that means that this book is selling reasonably well. In this case, this book is selling excellently well. This is a lot of copies each day. Even if it's summer, it's still selling a lot. The second result is this one. Once again, you want to go below and see if it actually meets the criteria that I just mentioned. So it's also below 100,000, so it's selling quite well. This is the third result. Once again, fourth result, as you may see, once again, below 100,000. This book is selling really well, and also below 100,000 for the 5th book. So you want to see a consistency between the 4 to 5 results, because if you see that all of them have below 100,000, that means that if you are able to rank your ebook for, in this case for essential oils, in the first 5 results, then you certainly will do also sales. You will certainly do probably the same amount of sales that this first 5 results are getting. Well, probably not the same sales that this first book is getting, because this is certainly from a famous author inside of this niche. You can easily see that by the huge amount of reviews that this book already has. So this is how you can actually see that a keyword is profitable. Now I'm going to compare to a keyword that is not profitable. So let's search for karate. So someone who is actually searching for karate, they would go over here and they would just write this keyword over here. And let's just open the first 5 results once again, and basically rinse and repeat the same process over and over again. And this is how you actually are able to find keywords that are profitable, is by doing this process and seeing if it meets the criteria. So this is the first thing that you want to do, is simply see if a keyword is profitable, because if it's not profitable, then it's not worth you analyzing anything else, and even less doing an ebook about that, around that specific keyword. So this is the first result. You go below and you can see that it's above 100,000 in the paid in Kindle stores. So this book is not getting that many sales. This is the second result. And this is, as you can see, way above the 100,000 paid in Kindle stores. So this book is basically not selling anything at all. Third result, same thing. And actually, if you get immediately the 3 first results above 100,000, you don't even need to go to the last 2 results, because you can easily see that it's not worth you going after this keyword. Because I mean, if you write an ebook related to karate and you go after this keyword, as this authors did, you won't do any kind of money. I promise you that. So it's not even worth you checking in the other results, because you can easily see just by checking the first three results that these books aren't selling well. So that's how you can actually see if a keyword is profitable. So now I'm going to explain what makes your ebook sell inside of Amazon. So the first thing that you need to do is being able to rank your ebook in the first few results that appear over here in a listing for a particular keyword. So you want to be able to rank your ebook in the first 5 results, because that is normally where the most of the sales are happening. And actually, this is the only viable way for you to promote your ebook. There's no other way. I know that there's a lot of bullshit out there of people talking about that you need to promote in all sorts of websites, including inside of Facebook groups and all of that kind of crap. But that doesn't work. It's a complete waste of time. If you actually want to sell your ebook, you don't need to do all of that. What you need to do is being able to rank your ebook on the front page for a particular keyword, especially in the first 5 positions, because that is where most of the sales are happening. Because what happens is, what people normally do is they go to the Kindle store, they search for a keyword, in this case essential oils, they scroll down, and they, based on the cover, they pretty much decide which book they want to purchase. And normally it's this 5 first ebooks that they decide to purchase. So the first ebook normally is the one that gets the most sales, and so on. Because normally the people don't like to scroll down a lot. It's kind of, people are quite lazy when it comes to that. So you need to always think about that. So the more your ebook appears down in this listing, normally the less sales it will get. Especially if it goes to the second and third page, then it's better for you to forget, because it's rare for anyone to actually go to this second and third page. People just search for something and immediately decide to purchase one of the 5 top books that appears in this listing. The other thing is knowing to place your keywords. In this case, my keyword is essential oils. And if you want to be able to rank in the front page for this, and especially on the top positions, you need to put your main keyword in the title of your ebook. And you can see easily the title of this ebook over here, and the rest over here is the subtitle. And you can see that this is separated by 2 dots. So this first part is the title, and this second part is the subtitle. So if you want to rank well for a particular keyword, you need always to put the main keyword on the title of your book, especially on the first few words that appears in this title, because you can see other examples over here that's not happening. For example, over here, use this for that. So this author is actually using, this has his main title, and you can see that it's ranking for essential oils just because it's in the subtitle. But this is not a good thing to do, and most likely this ebook, just I would say in a week or so, this ebook will start losing its rankings, because it doesn't have essential oils appearing on the title. Okay, I'm not saying that it will happen, but most likely it will, because that's what I've already noticed throughout the experience, that if you actually put your keyword inside of the subtitle, it struggles more to actually rank for the keyword that you want, and also maintain its rankings for that keyword. So you always want to put like this. This is an example where you always want to put your main keyword, and then you have your subtitle, where you can also put other secondary keywords if you want, so you can rank for more keywords than one. But your main one always appears in your title. The third thing is to always have a good cover. That's one of the most important things if you want to get more sales, because people are mostly attracted by the cover. That's the first thing that people immediately see, and based on the cover, most people decide if they actually want to purchase an ebook or not. And I'm going to show you over here some examples so you can get an idea of what a good cover looks like. For example, this first cover looks really good. It has, You can easily see the title, essential oils, appearing, natural remedies. It looks very professional. You can easily see that this cover looks very professional. Has some good images appearing below that, and images is always something that attracts people more because people are very visual when it comes to purchasing stuff, and images has that kind of effect when it comes to selling products. So this is an example of a good cover. Below you can see this cover, and I would say that when I look at this cover, it just doesn't look that professional. I'm not saying that it's exactly a bad cover, but it doesn't look that professional. It looks kind of cheap. You can look at it and it feels kind of cheap. It's kind of, I would say this top section over here makes the book look kind of cheap. You need to see the type of covers that are working the best inside of your niche. This is an example of the cover that is certainly selling pretty well. Below you can see another cover, and this looks a bit more professional compared to this one. It looks more clean. It's easier for you to read the title of the book. It has a great image in the middle, which attracts people to clicking more in this cover. On this cover, below you can see this cover. This is not a good example. This cover looks a bit confusing. It has a lot of text. The image is not, I mean, it's not a bad image, but the reason why this cover is actually selling well is because you can easily see that this is from a popular author inside of this niche, because you can see the amount of reviews that it has, which is massive, 2,252 reviews. That's really a lot. So this book belongs to a famous author, and you cannot really kind of duplicate the same results as this author, because you're not, most likely you're not a famous author inside of your niche. So you need to have a better cover in that case, and you can see that in this case the book on top has fewer reviews, so you need to pay more attention to the cover when you're not a famous author. Below you can see another cover. In this case, it kind of feels a bit cheap. This cover feels a bit cheap. It doesn't look that professional compared to others that you can see over here. This cover over here below looks a bit better, looks more professional. The colors, the title looks more clean. You can easily see the title. Also has a good image appearing over here on the middle. So these are a few examples of what you can do. So you can, I recommend for you to always spend some time browsing around, just seeing the books that are selling well, its covers. But that's just a few examples. So having a good cover is extremely important if you want to sell more. The other part, the fourth thing, is getting reviews to your ebook. It's extremely important for you to be able to rank your new ebooks inside of this listing. Later on, I'm going to explain more in detail how you can do this, but reviews is extremely important for you to get a couple of them, because it helps your book rank better inside of the listing, but also it makes your book seem higher quality, because when someone goes and sees a book with no reviews, they immediately assume that it certainly provides poor quality, because nobody actually spent time leaving reviews on that ebook. So when someone sees an ebook even with a few reviews, it immediately gives that idea that has more quality. And most people don't really go down and read the reviews. Most people don't do that, but they see a good number of reviews, 5 stars, and they immediately assume that this book certainly provides good content. So this is another factor. Another thing is for you to have a good description when it comes to an ebook. So the description of this ebook is over here. And I'm not saying this description over here is not exactly ideal. I mean, it starts in a good way. You can, this is actually in a, I would say in a H2. This is between H2. This is an H2. That's HTML coding, but this is inside of H2 line, and that's why it's appearing bold and has a title. I recommend for you to have something similar to this, has your title, because it's quite attractive, and also it has a question: are you interested in essential oils but don't know where to start? And that is always a good way for you to entice more people to get interested in your book by asking them questions, and then they need to purchase your ebook to get basically the reply. This is not an excellent example because it doesn't provide much content. I would put some bulletin points over here. Let's see this book over here. Let's see if it gets better. Well, this book over here, I would say that the main title is not that enticing compared to this one. I would more go for a title like this if you want to sell better your ebook. But you can see that it provides a lot more information about this ebook, and it even has a few bulletin points explaining several important aspects inside of this ebook. So I would get basically a title similar to this one, but put more content explaining your ebook, quite similar to this book that you can see over here with a few bulletin points. So that's another important part when it comes to selling your ebook. And the last one is providing always good content inside of your ebook. That's one of the most important things, because you might have a good cover, you might have a good description, do everything right, and even rank your ebook. But if you don't provide good content to your clients, it's basically worthless, because what will happen is sooner or later you will be having clients that leave negative reviews on your ebook. And then when other clients see your ebook, what happens is they see the bad reviews, then they won't want to purchase your ebook. When it comes to leaving reviews, people commonly don't rarely leave any kind of reviews in your ebook, especially when your content is good. People just forget about leaving reviews. But when you provide good back content, people don't have any kind of problem of wasting a few seconds going to your ebook and leaving a bad review. So always provide good content inside of your ebooks. That's extremely important, because you always want to help people out when they purchase your ebook, depending inside of the niche that you are inside. So those are the 6 aspects when it comes to selling your ebook more inside of Amazon. So once you have chose a profitable keyword, you want to get an ebook written about that topic. So there are 2 ways that you can go with this. One, you can do it yourself. If you have good writing skills, you can write your own ebook. I'm not going in detail about this because I'm not the best writer out there, but you certainly can find other YouTube videos explain this more in detail if you want to write your own ebook. The second way is for you to hire a writer. Now, when it comes to this, I'm not going to go in details about the company that I actually used to get my ebooks written, because I actually paid the course for that, and it would be kind of unfair for me and also for the author for me to actually say which is the company that I use. Anyway, if you want to learn the company that I use, you can just check out this course, which is one of the best out there. So you can never go wrong if you actually get this course. Anyway, I'm going to give you a few companies that you can actually check out. So if you want to get your ebook written, this is the first one, called Upwork. Okay, Upwork is a company where you can actually hire freelancers for basically anything that you want. Okay, so you can see that below that they have several examples of what you can hire people for. Accountants and consultants, designers, people to design you stuff, and you can hire writers. Now, I'm not going in detail about how you can actually post up a job in Upwork, but of course first you need to register. Anyway, if you want to learn more about that, just check my other video where I went more in detail about this. You just need to click on the small icon that you can see on the top of the screen. So this is another service. This is one of the services that you can actually use to get writers. Now, the bad thing about Upwork is you are going to hire a freelancer, and basically everyone that you try to interview, they will always say that they are the best thing out there. They are the best writers. They can do everything that they can possibly imagine and so on. But in reality, many times you never know if you are going to get a good writer, especially if you are the type of person that is trying to find the cheapest deal out there. Then most likely you are going to get a bad writer. So this is one of those places where you need to kind of interview your writers and check their work, the work that they already have done, to see if they have a good quality when it comes to their work. Or otherwise, you may end up with a writer that promises the best, but when he gets the book written, then it's something that you can barely even read. So you need to be careful with that. The other option is for you to hire a writer from one of these companies, one of the writers companies, or whatever you call this. There are several companies out there where you can actually hire writers. They have a group of writers always available where you can get your ebooks done. Now the thing about these companies is Calmly, you don't need to go out there seeking for a writer, and Calmly, they have writers that already provide good quality content, so you don't need to worry about that. Now the difference is Calmly, if you want to get a writer with the company, you need to pay a little bit more compared to what you can get inside of Upwork. So that's the difference over here. I recommend for you to search for hire writer online or something else, and try to seek one of these companies if you want to get your ebook written this way. Actually, there's iWriter is actually a quite famous or popular company when it comes to this. You may want to check out this company, or there's also others. So you basically could request an ebook to their group of writers, and it might take a couple of days until they get your ebook done, about 7 to 10 days or a few more. And when it comes to writing your ebook, you don't want to have an ebook with 20 pages, because your clients or anyone who actually finds your ebook inside of Amazon will immediately assume that your ebook has poor quality and doesn't provide much content. And in reality, it's true, your ebook has few content, and that's something that you don't want. So you want to get ebooks that are a bit bigger. I would say between 10,000 or more words is depending on the niche or the keyword that you are trying to rank for. That's commonly good enough. It's about 60 pages or so that you get in your ebook. So write or get ebooks written with a bit more content, because at least people will look at your ebook and get your ebook and not assume that it's immediately poor content, so just because of the length. So that's how you can actually get a writer and get your first ebook written. So once you have your ebook done, I recommend for you to always read your ebook, especially if you got it from a ghostwriter, to see if all of the content is what you want and it's good for you to publish it. And also, you should format your content so you won't have any kind of issues once you publish your ebook inside of Kindle publishing. So I'm going to explain how you can do this. In this case, I'm not using Microsoft Word for this. I'm using a software called WPS Writer. And if you want to use this software, you can go to their website. I'm actually going to leave a link on the description of this video so you can check out this software. It's similar to Word, but it's free, and it's a pretty good software that I recommend for you to use if you don't have Microsoft Word, or for some reason you no longer want to use it. So I'm going to explain how you can format your test file. So the first thing you should do is simply format your normal test and also headings. And when it comes to the normal test, I like to use Times New Roman 12 pixels, and I guess for Microsoft Word it will be quite similar to how you can do it inside of this software. You go over here to, in this case it's normal, and I select modify style, and in formatting I choose font family Times New Roman and also 12 pixels. I like this font family because it's easily readable for the people that purchase my ebook, and also 12 pixels is a good size for people to be able to see my ebook inside of smaller devices like mobiles and so on. So this is a good sizing for that. And then I just press OK once I have this done, and it will configure all of the tests inside of my file. And then I also do the same thing for heading 1. And in this case it's a bit bigger, 22 pixels, and also I leave it bold. And basically I do the same thing for heading 2, heading 3. Okay, so once you have that done, what you want to do is, this is your front page, or in this case it's my front page, but you can see how I actually have this layout. This is my main title, essential oils, and in this case I just increased the font family to 48 pixels. So you select everything and you go over here and you just increase the sizing a bit. This is kind of random. You don't need to use this exact sizes for this. You can test other sizes and see if it looks good. And also you can see that I try to align things to the center of this page so it can look a bit more professional. Then below I have the subtitle, which I have 28 pixels, and then below the author name. And when it comes to the author, it depends. If you wrote the ebook, then you can use your name. Now, if it was a ghostwriter, I don't recommend for you to do that because it wasn't you that actually wrote the ebook. So for that, I recommend for you to get a pen name. So you can use a pen name over here. And then below, in this case, I have a table of content, but you probably will have a copyright page, and then you will have your table of content. And when it comes to table of content, I guess for Microsoft Word, it will be quite similar to how I made this one over here. You go to the References tab, and in References tab, in this case, you insert a table of content. You just click on this option, and when it comes to this, you want to remove the page numbers because this is for an ebook. You don't need to have page numbers for this. And also, I'll just like to leave the heading 1 or the main titles for my ebook. I don't like to put the subtitles and so on when it comes to my table of content. So it's pretty simple. Once you have it done, you just press OK, and then you will have a table of content. Also, make sure that your table of content is clickable. This means that when someone clicks on one of the titles, they will be immediately taken to the specific section of that ebook. So make sure that this table of content is clickable. In this case, I'm just pressing the control button of my keyboard so I can actually click and see exactly this section, because this is important, because once people are on their devices seeing your ebook, they can immediately go to the section that they want. Then what you need to do is basically format your content. And I recommend for you to do this because else once you publish it on Kindle, it may occur some awkward things if you don't have this properly formatted. So the first thing is simply removing all of the necessary enters. You can see that over here I have a lot of different enters. What I do is I simply delete all of these enters, and instead of this, when I want to pass to a new page, I just insert a break. Okay, I just insert a page break for this. And you can see that now I have this in another page. Never use enters has a way for you to pass the content that you want to another page. So that's the one thing that you should do, is remove all of the necessary enters and just insert page breaks for that. The other thing is, let me check over here. The other thing that you can do is also remove all of the necessary spacings that you have when you end your line. You have this punctuation over here. You want to remove all of this necessary small dots, which are spacings. You want to do this until you don't have none. And once again, you can see that I have this problem over here. I want to remove all of this enters and just put a page break over here, just like this. So I won't have any kind of issues once I publish this in Kindle. And basically that's how you can format your content. Make sure that you have everything set correctly. That sometimes you might have over here a strange heading, which is not exactly a heading 1. This sometimes happens when you get an ebook from a ghostwriter. So make sure that it's all heading 1. So you might if you don't have this in heading 1, you might later on have problems with your table of content. So always make sure that this is all formatted correctly. So that's basically what you need to do when it comes to formatting your ebook. It's quite simple. Over there, once again, I have a lot of spacing no enters. Once that is done, what you do is just save your file, save as, and you can save your file as a .cx file, or you can also use other types of formatting. RTF is also a good formatting if you want to use it to save your test file, so you can later on pass it to you can pass your ebook to Kindle Publishing. So that's basically how you can actually format your ebook. So now I'm going to explain how you can get your ebook cover done. As I already said before, this is one of the most important aspects. You really need to get this right. So getting a good cover is extremely important because it will help you get a lot more sales for your ebook. Now there are two ways that you can go about this. The first one is you can make your own cover. And the second way is you can hire someone to actually make a cover for you. Now if you want to opt for the first option, which is making the cover by yourself, you can actually watch my other video where I explain this in detail. You can click on the small icon on the top of the screen, which should look similar to this one that I actually have over here on my video. You will see this video appearing, and you can check out this video where I explain this in full detail. Now, a word of warning when it comes to this: if you don't have any kind of experience using Photoshop or any kind of image editing software, I don't recommend for you to do your own covers, because I mean, you may even follow the several instructions that I provide throughout this video, and you may assume that you have a good cover, but then you publish your ebook and your cover isn't that good after all. It requires some experience using Photoshop, but not only some experience using the software. You also need to have some experience in knowing what are the type of covers that actually entice people to purchasing your ebook. So that takes some experience. Now, if you don't have that kind of experience, then go for the second option, which is hiring someone to get the cover done for you. And for this, you don't need to waste a lot of money. You can go to a website called Fiverr.com and hire someone to do a cover. So you go to Fiverr.com and you write over here, Kindle cover. And you will see that you get several people offering gigs to make covers for your ebooks. So you have some that are actually just $5 and you can get a cover done by $5. Others are a bit more expensive, probably because they are more popular when it comes to making covers. So you can go and check several gigs that are at $5 and just check their work, see if it's something that you actually like. So just browse around and see their work and see if it's something that you would like for your ebooks. This one, actually, this cover looks quite good. This is a good cover. And you can check several people and see their work. Once you have found someone that you enjoy, then just get a gig. Just get the cover with the title and the subtitle that you want for your ebook done. Now I must remind you that you're just paying $5, so sometimes what may happen is you see all of this work, they actually have attractive covers appearing inside of their portfolio, but once you get your cover done, then it's not that attractive, it's not something that you were expecting. If that happens, then, well, don't really get mad because you just paid $5. Always remind that. And also, don't publish your ebook with that cover because, as I said, this is really important for you to get it right. Just try another gig and see if you can get someone that actually does good covers for $5. Once you find someone that provides good covers for $5, you want to keep their contact so you can use them for other ebooks later on. So that's something that I must mention because I don't know, sometimes people pay $5 and they expect something marvelous, and it doesn't always happen. So you really need to test several people until you get a good cover. Sometimes you may need to test 3 gigs and see which is the person that actually provides a good cover for you. So that is how you can get your ebook cover done. So how can you get reviews for your Kindle ebook? Well, the way that I do this is by doing something called, or hiring someone to do review swaps. Review swaps is basically someone swapping reviews with another person that is looking for reviews on their own book. Now, I know that some people don't consider this morally right for you to do, but honestly, if you follow Amazon guidelines, then in no way that you will be able to get reviews, because what they consider right is people leaving organic reviews. By this they mean that they want people to purchase your ebook. Once they purchase your ebook and read all of its content, which may take several days, somehow they remind going back to Amazon and leaving a review on your ebook, which is something that simply doesn't happen often, or even it's something that actually happens rarely. So it's just not going to happen that way. And I have several ebooks on Amazon, and I can remember many times that happening. Actually, it happened when initially I published a few books initially that its content wasn't that good, and there was some people that went to my ebook and left a 1-star review. So basically it only happens when you really have an ebook with poor content and people get mad enough of going back to Amazon and leaving a review inside of Amazon. Besides that, it's simply not going to happen, especially if you're not a famous author. Because if you want to get sales on your ebook, you need to get reviews. There's no other way for you to get sales without getting reviews. You might even have a good ebook, good content, but if you don't have reviews, you're not going to get sales, because you need reviews for you to be able to rank well for inside of Amazon for the keyword that you want. So once people search for that keyword, they can easily find your ebook and purchase your ebook. If you don't have reviews, that's not going to happen. Nobody is going to purchase your ebook. Nobody knows about the existence of your ebook. So this is not going to happen in a normal way. Also, there are other people out there on other YouTube videos which claim that they have a special trick of doing this, such as building an email list, and then once they build an email list, they send a promotion of their ebook and request for reviews. That's another thing that Amazon doesn't accept, because they consider that soliciting reviews, which is not something allowed by their policy. Or even going to Amazon and requesting reviews to people that actually just review products inside of Amazon, because Amazon has a group of people that basically go from product to product and leave reviews. That's basically their work inside of Amazon. But also you cannot do that. You cannot request reviews to that people in exchange for a free coffee, for example, because Amazon doesn't allow that. So you need to get reviews, and this is one of the ways is swapping reviews, because you're not a famous author, and a famous author has thousands and thousands of followers, and when they actually publish an ebook inside of Kindle platform, they immediately sell a lot of copies, and even from all of those clients that they get, it's only a small percentage of people that actually leave a review inside of those ebooks. But since they have so many followers, it seems that they always get a lot of reviews, but also they did thousands and thousands of sales to get those reviews. So if you're not famous, this is one of the ways, is simply swapping reviews, so you can do this. So you can go to Upwork and hire someone for this job. Basically, you post a job where you ask for a virtual assistant for Kindle publishing. Then you can also search for several people, see their profile, see if they have any kind of experience in doing review swaps, because you certainly don't want to hire someone who doesn't know what they are doing. You hire someone, and once you publish your ebook, then basically you give them the link of your ebook to that your virtual assistant, so they can start making the work for you. So that is how you can actually get reviews. I actually have a video where I explain this in more detail. You can click on the link on top of the screen so you can watch it. Okay, so once you have everything set and ready for your ebook and also someone to review your ebook, what you want to do is log into your backend from Kindle Publishing, and you want to go to the bookshelf so you can publish your new ebook. So for that, you select this icon or this link, and I'm going to open this in a new tab so you can go to the other page. So the first thing that you want to choose here is the language for your ebook. In my case, I'm just going to leave English. So if you have otherwise another language, then you want to select the language that your book is written. Then you want to choose the book title. So the book title, this is the book title. So over here, you need to insert your main keyword. So let's say that I want to target essential oils. I would simply put that has my main book title, just like this. And below, I put my subtitle. So let's say essential oils. This will be my subtitle for beginners. 7 special oils that you can make. I don't know. Let's imagine that this is the title for my Kindle ebook. Essential oils is the title, and this is my subtitle for beginners. 7 special oils that you can make. Okay, this is not ideal, but this is just an example. So my idea is that I will target this as my main keyword because I want to rank over here, but also I'm targeting essential oils for beginners because I also have for beginners over here. So I will be able to rank for both keywords and get more visibility on my ebook. Then below, you want to select a series for your ebook. Even if you don't have one, I always recommend for you to start a series so you can publish one book about essential oils and later on a second book about this and so on, and build a series of book around the specific topic. And also because you can target even more keywords by doing this. So you can go over here if you want to find several keywords that people are actually using inside of Kindle. You put over here your main keyword and you give a spacing, and you can see that you can start finding other keywords that people are using, like essential oil, natural remedies. So let's say that my series is going to be called over here essential oils remedies. I think it's remedies. Let me see. Natural remedies. So what happens is I'm targeting even more keywords. So now I'm targeting basically essential oils because it's my main one. Essential oils for beginners, another one, and essential oil natural remedies. Okay, so I'm targeting several keywords to increase the visibility of my ebook. So this will be the first book from my series. Edition number over here, I don't put anything. Then you want to put your pen name. So let's call this Peter Johnson. So that's the guy that actually wrote this ebook. And below you want to put the contributors. Let's put the author over here. If you have more, you can add another one over here. Then below you want to put the description for your ebook. So over here you need to add some basic HTML coding. So this is for you to put some text in a headline too, so you can actually make your text appear bold and more enticing for people to read it and later on purchase your ebook. So do you want to learn how to make essential oils step-by-step guide? Okay, this is not ideal. Once again, it's just an example. Then once you have what you want to appear in a headline too as bold, you just shut it this way. Just close the brackets this way. Okay. Then you probably want to write some text over here. And then you want to put some bulleted points. So for you to put some bulletin points, you write this HTML coding. Then each bulleted point you put over here like point 1. Then you close the brackets over here so you can close this bulletin point. Then also you do the same thing over here for another point. Let's call this point 2 and point 3. I like to put about 3 to 5 points over here. Okay, so you do this. Then once you have your bulletin point list completed, what you do is you must once again close the code. And this is basically all of the coding that you need to actually learn. If you want to, you can also put some text in bold just by using this HTML coding over here. Just like this, and always remember to actually close the coding. In this case, this would appear bold on the description of my book just by doing this. So this is basically the coding that you need. This is for a headline too, so you can initially show basically ask someone to something to your clients and make them think about the content that you might have inside of your ebook. Then you might provide some content, as I already explained, a few bulletin points, and basically tell people to download. A call to action over here is always a good thing to do. Get this book for only let's say $2.99. This pricing will increase anytime soon without further notice. So you want to put over here below, once you have everything written, you want to put over here below a call to action so people can hurry up and actually get your ebook and not wait 2 months to decide if they actually want your ebook and so on. So always put a call to action. It's always a good thing for the people that actually read your description, because quite a lot of people don't actually read a description. They just purchase a book based on the cover and the reviews. Anyway, below publishing rights, you want to choose the first option. If you want more details, you can read over here, but this is not a public domain work. This is, you want to own the copyrights for this and so on. And then below, you want to choose several keywords that you want to actually target for your ebook. I already mentioned a few of them. So essential oils for beginners is another keyword. You can actually just do this as I already explained to you. Never put the ones that actually say for free, because your ebook is not free and you don't want that ranking for free stuff, because that's not the kind of clients that you actually want. So essential oils book might be another one. Essential oils book, essential oils natural remedies, I think it was that one also. You can also search over here and see what other keywords that people might be using inside of their, normally inside of their subtitle. Let's say essential oil blends. This seems actually like a keyword that people might be using. And basically you want to do that. You want to use a search to find a few keywords that you may want to use, and also search on the titles and try to see if you actually can find others, like essential oils recipes. That might be another keyword. So essential oils recipes, because you want to target as maximum keywords as possible so you can rank for a lot of keywords and get a lot of people seeing your ebook and purchasing it. Okay, so you get the idea over here. You want to have 7 keywords. This is just an example for essential oils. Then you want to choose a category for your ebook. You can choose 2 categories. What I commonly do is I go to a few of these books and see the categories that they are using. You can see over here, so you can get an idea of the categories that they are using. Alternative. And then I try to find the similar ones over here. So it's a non-fiction book, and then I would go, actually I probably need to spend some time over here trying to seek the right category for this. Sometimes it's a bit hard because it's not exactly the same path over here, but you try to find the similar categories that you are able to see for this book. So nonfiction, health. Actually, this is under health and fitness, so it might be health and fitness over here. Let's see if I can find something over here. Alternative therapies, arthritis, and also this one. So you choose two categories that you want. Try to find categories that actually relate to your ebook. I often see people not doing that because they try to find a category that doesn't have a lot of books published on, so they can get the bestseller. Actually, you can see over here the bestseller sign over their book, because this way they make their book more enticing and get more sales. That's something that people do, but I always try to find categories that actually make sense, and I don't often do that. Then you want to choose the age range for your ebook. I normally put 16 years, but this depends on the content that you have. This is, I guess, also people that are younger don't really care about this. And maximum to 18 years. Then also you want to put the grade that the people that from US need to actually read this. So 8th grade and 12th grade. This is not exactly that important anyway. Pre-order, no, I'm not going to do pre-order. I want to publish this book now. So save and continue so you can go to the next page. Okay, so once you are in this page, what you want to do is in digital rights management. This is really up to you. This has to do with if you want to freely share your ebook or not. You can read the more details about this just by overing this link that they have. Just read it, and when it comes to this, I like to put just yes. Okay, so once I put yes over here, you can upload your ebook manuscript, which is basically the content of your ebook, and I'm actually going to get mine over here. So I go over to Kindle Publishing and I just upload it. Of course, I'm not going to publish this ebook because this is just a test ebook. So once that is done, so over here you upload your manuscript. As you can see, it was successfully uploaded. You can also use their launch cover creator, which I don't recommend, of course. As I said before, you should have hired someone to do the cover for you, or you did it inside of Photoshop or another photo editor software. So for this, you just click on the second option and upload your cover file just by pressing over here. And this is also just an example image of my cover. So I can actually pass to the next section. I need to have all of this content over here appearing, so I can do that. Okay, so once you have your cover successfully uploaded, it probably will take a few seconds to appear here, but you want to do a launch preview of your ebook. You always want to do this so you can get an idea of how your ebook will look like once someone purchases your ebook online. So I actually had to go back to, I was using Opera browser and I totally forgot. It doesn't actually allow me to open their launcher over there, so I had to open it in Google Chrome. And over here you can see then you will be able to see how it looks like inside of a mobile, and you can even put it this way if you want. This is, I guess this is from a tablet, I mean, so you can get an idea of how it looks like. And then you want to just scroll and just see how it looks like inside of a mobile. See if the links actually work inside of the table of contents. So you just click on it and see if it actually works well. As you can see, everything is working well. The formatting looks good, and it's basically ready for you to publish on the Kindle platform. So now you click on book details so you can go back, and once that is done, you just saw that everything is right. What you want to do is just press save it and continue so you can pass to the last step. Okay, so now in the last page you basically need to set the pricing for your ebook, and I'm going to explain the several options that you can find here. The first one is KDP Select Enrollment. Do you want this or not? I always use this option. KDP Select, if you don't know, is a membership that people can pay inside of Amazon. Once they have that membership, they can get ebooks in free promotion, so they don't need to pay for them, and they also can get ebooks in other types of promotion. I like to use this option, enroll my book in KDP Select, because I like to get the free promotion and also other options that comes with this. Now, the bad part about using KDP Select is once you enroll in this, you cannot promote your ebook in other platforms out there. But that's not a big deal because Amazon is one of the biggest players in town. I mean, you really don't need any other platform besides Amazon to do a lot of money. They have so much, they have the biggest market when it comes to books, and not only so, you really don't need anything else besides Amazon. Territories, all territories, I like to use this option, nothing special here. Now, royalty link pricing, you can see that you have two different percentages. You have 35%, and you can only use this option once you have your book set to $0.99 or at $200. Of course, you're not going to set your ebook at that pricing. Nobody would purchase it. Anyway, the idea is here, I like to set my book initially at $0.99, and I set this pricing only for 5 days straight. Only for 5 days, people are able to get my book at this pricing. Now, the idea here is, one, I can get immediately some sales to my ebook, which will help my book boost its rankings inside of the Amazon search engine. And two, I can get some cheap reviews for my ebook from the person that is actually doing the reviews for me. Afterwards, what I do is, after this 5 days, I set a free promotion for 5 days straight. This is an option that you will have available once you publish your ebook inside of Kindle Amazon. There's an option that you can use which allows you to promote your ebook for free. You can schedule it to 5 days straight, and that's something that I always do. And once you do that, you will get a lot of free promotions which will help you expose your ebook more. But also the thing is, the person that is doing the reviews for you can get also reviews for free for your ebook, which helps a lot. Afterwards, when this 5 days at $0.99 passed and also the free promotion, then I set the 70%, and I just set the pricing to $2.99, which is the standard pricing that I always use for all of my books. And basically you get paid $2 for each copy that you sell, and also you have other markets that appear over here. So basically that is what I do. Match book, this is something that I don't use. Book landing, I like to use this option. Allows the person that purchased my ebook to share the same ebook with their friends, family for 40 days straight. And then once you have everything done, basically you just need to publish your ebook. And congratulations for publishing your first ebook. You're ready to start doing some money on Amazon. Now, this depends the time that it takes. It might take for you 72 hours just because you're a new publisher. After a while, once you publish a few ebooks, it will take a bit less. For me, it takes about 24 hours or less to my ebook appear inside of Amazon. Okay, so that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This video will help you get started in the right track so you can start seeing some money with Kindle publishing. Anyway, if you want to get serious about this, I'm talking about learning how to make some serious money by selling your ebooks inside of Amazon. Then I recommend for you to get the video course that belongs to Big Lucas called My Self-Publishing Revolution. It's the best video course out there. It will learn everything that it takes for you to get there. You just need to click on the link that you can see on the description of this video, jump to his website, get his video course, and learn what it really takes. Okay, that is all for now. If you have any questions, just leave it on the comment section right below. Also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive my weekly video updates where I talk about WordPress and also internet marketing. That is all for now. Stay tuned with Pro Tutorials, and bye.